episode 43. Myself, Samuel Law, and today I got Kev with me. What are you saying, fam?
How you doing?
Coach?
What's up, people?
Yeah, straight in as always. We're going to get into the game at the Emirates, the training game, some might say. It was a training game second half, though. You know what I'm saying? It looked like it was formality, but Arsenal went at 3-0 losers to City. Did anyone else see any other result before the game? Because I didn't.
I thought Arsenal would kind of take a leaf at United's book from last week and see if they can basically pattern up that way. So what I was thinking Arsenal was going to do today is obviously United hit City on a counter-attack when they won possession quickly and whatnot. So I thought they'd put a couple combative midfielders in there like Torreira, maybe Xhaka. I don't know what happened to Xhaka. Was he not fit?
I'm not sure.
I thought they would have played Torreira and Xhaka to try and see if they can break up play. They're not the greatest at it, but
Replicate what Scott and Fred did last week.
I thought they would have put Pepe on the wing, Aubameyang on the wing, and maybe Martinelli up front.
But Arsenal fans have not been happy with Aubameyang on the wing recently.
Yeah, that's great, but beggars can't be choosers right now. So you're playing against City. You can see what United did to them. Plus, you're at home, and when you break away, you're going to have that win behind you because Arsenal needs something. And at the end of the day, so I thought they were going to mirror that. Even let Aubameyang know that, you're probably going to get more of the ball on that wing over there on the counter attack and stuff like that. But
obviously, we've obviously had people and yourself as well saying Aubameyang's quite lazy on the ball. Yeah. We're going to speak on that today. Yeah. But come on the wing.
He's not lazy on the ball. He's lazy off.
Off the ball. Sorry, off the ball. His off the ball running's poor. Yeah. Would you put him on the wing today against City?
Well, what I'm saying is that we're talking about. You're talking about two parts of Aubameyang. Aubameyang, the player himself, or Aubameyang in this match. And it proved today in this match, him playing central, he didn't get no service, no central. He was probably going to get more of the ball on the wing. Like Pepe got a lot of the ball on the wing today. Martinelli got a lot of the ball on the wing today and whatnot. So just for this match itself, I'm saying United showed the blueprint. Yeah, I'm not saying that's the blueprint to beat City, but they showed a blueprint which was close enough to City coming in, not feeling their usual self after coming at United loss and whatnot. So you thought Arsenal would replicate the same thing because at the end of the day, Arsenal are not going to outplay City in the middle. You're not going to do that. You're not going to keep possession better than City. So what do you need to do? You need to counteract what they do. So when you win the ball, quick long pass to Aubameyang, quick long pass to Pepe. Even if they have to cheat a little bit and stay up, I thought they would replicate what United did a little bit, but they didn't do that whatsoever. They just went with their own thing.
Kev, what did Lundberg? What was Lundberg's game plan at the start of the game, basically?
I don't know. Literally, like if you look at Lundberg, you see, considering what coach is saying, like I'm on the similar opinion. United played really well against City, and how long ago was that? That was literally a few days.
7 days ago, basically, yeah.
That was literally a few days ago. Now, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna play Özil in such a system, you already know you're messed up because Özil, that system, how United played, there was an intensity to the play, and if you play Özil, you lose that intensity straight away.
Özil would have had to do what Lingard did last week, basically. That off the ball running
work. Now you're not. As soon as you do that, you already know. It's like you've given. Like when you like if there's a game you decide to play Özil in, where the team's gonna sit back, you're gonna have loads of possession. That is the game that you play Özil in, and you've got an argument. But the one team that you don't have an argument to play in is where you're going to have to do lots of off-the-ball running, and the stats are going to be high for all the players doing the pressing and running off the ball. And then you've got to play Özil in that kind of system, knowing that you're going to concede the possession. So straight away, I look at him and I go, nah, this guy, as a fan, I feel like, first of all, he's either not got the balls or he's like, I don't know. I can't say like the fans know more football than Number, but maybe he's lost in the sauce. He's overthinking it. Or maybe, for me, it's lack of balls. To just tell Özil, you're not playing. You can't play. I might bring you off the bench, but you're definitely not playing.
He's got the balls because he's done it to Lacazette. He's done it to Lacazette, isn't it? He's decided that you two can't play together up front. Like, you don't complement each other, so I'm going to pick either or, and he's picking Aubameyang.
I wanted to say he didn't have the balls because I feel it's more disrespectful to say he lacks sense. As a Freddie Ljungberg, like he's a Premier League winner, like he's almost if not an Arsenal legend. To turn around and say he lacks sense is it's taking it far. That's why I said he lacks the balls. Maybe there's an affinity.
He took Ozil off for Smith Rowe, basically. Obviously, Ozil's reaction wasn't good.
You lot are forcing me to say he lacks sense. Because
say what you think.
Because they are my two opinions. Because that game today, they needed to go. And you know the thing is, and that's why I wanted to talk about like this attitude against like a mentality against like ability thing. Because United's earlier game, talk about Scott McTominay, who, for example, I first saw him and said this guy lacks the ability to play for United. But his attitude won my respect and brought patience out of me for me to finally start seeing, hold on a second, this guy's got more talent than I thought, and ability than I first thought. Now, if you look at Ozil, who would you say has got more ability out of him and McTominay?
Yeah, you would say Ozil.
All day long. But it's not even close with any team. Anywhere you go, they'll take McTominay over Ozil because the lackadaisical attitude, it's like he's pacing himself from the first whistle. Now, in an 11-a-side match where you know there's 3 substitutes, the least you could do is try your very best. And if you run out of energy and run out of steam by the 50th or 60th,
but you got taken off anyway.
You get taken off.
You got taken off anyway.
So why not do your very best and get a round of applause and then have the whole crowd screaming Ozil, Ozil, or singing your name because you've put in a shift? Then just this stupid thing he does week in, week out where he don't even try. Remember Real Madrid days? Yeah. Where he used to systematically get substituted by Jose Mourinho, and that's because you've done the maximum Ozil can ever do because you don't have that kind of engine, but we respect it because the team's usually in a good lead and in a controlling position.
But wait, so coach, is it that Ozil can't do that, like Kev said, or is it that he won't? Because I recall when he wanted that new contract, that bumper contract he got. He was definitely running. There was those couple of weeks in a row where Ozil was, You see now attitude and mentality. You see how it now kicks in. When there was a carrot at the end of the stick, then he was doing it. But now that he personally, I'll tell him to retire. At this point, I'll tell Ozil, retire, man. You're destroying your legacy. You're destroying your legacy. Literally, I feel like quoting Fat Joe's album. There's some skit that someone says on there where you destroy your mentality if you're a snitch or something. It's completely off it, but I'd like to apply it to Ozil right now. You're destroying your whole legacy. It's going down the drain.
In terms of Ozil, when you was asking me whether he can do it or whatnot, of course he can do it. But at the end of the day, he's in a powerful position where he's getting paid all that money. It's either you buy me out to get rid of me, or I'm just gonna sit on the bench and collect this money. But wait, why did he have that reaction when he got taken off? Why? Tell me why he showed passion there. Listen, Ozil has checked out of playing football for a long time now. He's checked out of just playing football. He's talking about what China are doing to Muslims and stuff like that. But that's what his mind is on. He's not focused on football solely. He's trying to be a politician or whatnot. No, obviously
before the game.
No, during the week, Arsenal put out a statement. Basically, he said the Chinese people are disrespecting Muslims in China with mosques and stuff like that. So Arsenal put out a statement saying that that's not our view. That's just Ozil's personal view. But now China have taken this game off their broadcasters. So obviously, if they take it off, Arsenal lose money. So that's what's happened this week,
bro.
Yeah, so that's what's happened this week. So what I'm saying is that what Ozil's been going through, like the last 18 months and whatnot, as he's going through all these things and talking about the Muslims and the politics and that, his mind is not on football. And for me and
Let me ask you a question. So you mean to say, after the stupid performances he's been putting on TV, he's now losing the club money on top of it with his comments?
But the what even makes it worse is that he's losing the club money, but they still have to pay him that 350. Now you can moan about the Chinese people as much as you want, but they're the ones that are giving the club the money to pay his 350. So, but even him in general, he's checked out for a long time. But like you said, Kev, what manager has come in, and only Emre's had the balls to do it. But the problem is with Emre, he didn't have the power to do it. He just said, you know what, I can't deal with this guy no more. I'm just going to drop him. But what happened was they said, listen, Emre, you'll be playing him 350 until this guy leaves this club. You have to play him. Because at the end of the day, it works out to £1 million every 3 weeks, his wages right now. Do you know what I'm saying? And then obviously he sorts out his taxes and that. But I'm saying on the face of it, that's what it is. So for him right now, I'm surprised about Freddie. Because if I'm Freddie, once again, no one said I'm the caretaker to the end of the season. No one said I'm the permanent manager. I'm going to do what I need to do to change this up. If you want to bring the Smith Rowes, the Sackers, the Willocks through, just do it.
Basically, just do a Lampard. What Lampard do for Chelsea? Just play the youth.
Just do it. What's the worst that's going to happen?
Relegation.
No, but what I'm no.
Let me relax before I get killed. Go on.
But you know what it is? So for me, those young players, the minimum they're going to give you is work. The Martinellis, all these fresh players, the minimum they're going to give you, Freddie, is work. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's the sword that you can either die or survive on and stuff like that. Why still go with Ozil, who's got the last manager sacked? He's probably got Wenger sacked too. Do you get what I'm saying? So why go with someone like Ozil and some of these players? But
yeah, we're going to talk about that actually. Let's touch on that now. Lundberg, Arsenal, the board haven't come out to say Lundberg is only going to be, in charge for a certain amount of games. We're finding a replacement. It's looking like they're going to go the long term in terms of they want to find the right replacement instead of a short term replacement. So do you reckon Lundberg's basically gonna ride it out to the end of the season?
I believe that you're giving too much credit to the Arsenal board. I think you're thinking that they're smarter than they really are. What's happened is they never had a plan for Emre's exit early. They thought that Emre at least will get to the end of the season, and whether they made Champions League or not, he was gone. To me, he was gone. Either you had to pay him off, because he got to the Champions League, because don't forget, he gets paid off if he gets to the Champions League. But if he doesn't get to the Champions League, we can go away from that contract and we don't have to pay him. They didn't foresee how the major dip and the pressure got to Emre. So that's why there's been no plan for manager to put in place. Me personally, I think the guy that they want does not want to come in now. That's my thing. They do not want to come in now.
Who's that?
I don't know who it is. But obviously...
Yeah, I agree as well. I don't think the manager wants to come in right now.
I don't think the person wants to come now. I think...
It's a mess up still. Yes. If they like go on, you're going to go and say, you're going to talk about how it will be messing themselves up. They don't have the tools. They need the transfer window.
I think Arteta was watching that during the game thinking, mate, this is long.
No.
Right now.
Arteta, I think Arteta's balanced enough to do certain changes in this team, and you'll see major improvement already. So
you're saying he was looking at the game right today and saying, you know what? I'm identifying that these lot are not running enough. I can come in and I reckon I can get them to run. Is that what you think?
I can come in and change some of the nonsense.
No, so what I'm saying, can you get them to start running that off the ball?
Because it's common sense things. It's not rocket science, Samuel. You cannot play if we've identified that you're gonna do off the ball running. You automatically, the first player that you cannot play is Ozil straight away. Forget everything else. You cannot play Ozil in that situation. Everyone talking about Aubameyang. I feel like Aubameyang will work for the team, but not if he turns around. Aubameyang is the best player on the Arsenal team. So why is there someone else on this field running, acting more luxury than I am? He's moving like he's Ronaldo, Messi. I'll walk when we don't have the ball and I'll attack when we do, but no one can't open their mouth because I do my thing when we get the ball. And he doesn't do nothing like that. So then,
whereas you're saying if anyone should be doing it, it should be the best player, Aubameyang. Exactly. If there should be a player. If
there should be a player. But even that's unacceptable really, because he's not those Ronaldo, Messi levels yet. So, that's not...
So what do you foresee kind of coach for the end of the season?
Right now, it's just... Lundberg has to make his mind up. Either he's going for youth or you're just going to go with these same tired old players. Like, I think they're hoping if they can, the ball. They're hoping that Lumber can get them to the end of the season and go from there, because I don't see no urgency in the board as to, they haven't even said Freddie's gonna be here until we find the right guy. Or they haven't said as well Freddie's gonna be here to at least the end of the season.
I think that's smart. Don't say nothing, because you see a manager. No. If you okay. My thing is, if Freddie does a thing, like if Freddie took advantage of the opportunities and delivered performances, not necessarily the victories, but performances that could show everyone, oh, I see what he's trying to do, or I see the vision. Then you've given him, there's like that carrot at the end of the stick that Solskjaer had. He was supposed to come in as a temporary situation, and he turned his temporary situation into a permanent one. He did that himself with the way he conducted himself when he came in. So in the same situation, Ljungberg has kind of been given that same opportunity. We didn't say you're short term. We didn't say you're long term. You go and make of this chance of it what you will.
But this is the problem. It's not about just Ljungberg though. You're talking about the fan base right now. The fan base want to see a structure right now. They can already see that you had no plan just in case Emre didn't do well. You've got no plan there. You've got no permanent manager set, so the players don't know where they stand. Now we don't know how long Ljungberg is going to be there for, and we can't really get onto Ljungberg because we don't know. Like, you've just been thrown into this position. So right now, the fans, for me, they're the most important thing that the board need to get on side right now. Right now, they're in limbo. They don't know if someone's coming permanent in January. Even if they do come in January, are they allowed to buy any players? They don't know who you're coming for. They just know there's a 16-man shortlist. 16-man shortlist for the Arsenal Football Club job. Wow. That's not good enough. At the end of the day, that's not good enough for the fans. So at the end of the day, as much as Kev says, it's good that giving it to Ljungberg to keep his options open, it's not about Ljungberg. It's about Arsenal Football Club. And that's what the fans care about. They don't care about Ljungberg. They don't care about none of these guys. Arsenal Football Club, what is the structure? Are we waiting for a manager? Because right now, you've just thrown that 16-man shortlist at us. 16 guys.
Bro, listen, quickly, I think that's all 2019. You can't, as a board, take someone on, like you said, Emery. They didn't have a plan for getting rid of Emery. Should you have a plan for getting rid of someone who you said is if you give someone a 2-3 year contract, your intention should be that this is the person that should be able to finish it out for 3 years. To have a secret plan for if he messes up, it means that you're not picking the right person in the first place.
Spurs did it.
Can I say something?
Spurs did it. Like, people were saying that Levy was talking to Jose for months before they brought him in.
Fail to plan to fail.
Proactivity you can either be reactive or proactive.
No. But that means if you're going to do something, if you were going to make such a change, or you were going to chop Emery, the chop shouldn't have happened until you had lined up the person that you were gonna.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying when it comes back to business, and that's how Arsenal board look at things. Once the empty seats start to happen, they have to make a change. That's how the fans are saying, we're not coming to the matches. You can have Emre as much as you want, but we are not coming to the matches. Simple as that. So obviously the seats might have been paid for, season tickets and whatnot, but when you see those red seats and stuff like that, there's no morale for the players. There's nothing to play for at home and stuff like that. So you have to make a change. Yeah. The problem is with them, they got Emery and they thought they could start planning maybe in January or something like that, planning for his exit in the summer. But they have not planned well at the end of the day. So whoever they want, like I said, I believe they want to come in the summer. Yeah. That's what I think they want to come.
All right, cool. Kev, we saw a masterclass, in my opinion, from one of the, if not best midfielder in the world, Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah? Just speak on it.
Yeah, he's the best. I said it in our little sports group. I said he's the best. He's just the best midfielder, hands down, right now in the world, because his game is effortless. He reminds me so much of like Iniesta in his prime. Xavi, like a bit of Iniesta.
Hybrid.
Yeah, it's effortless, and you know already. Like, I remember CR7 before he left United, before he stroked the ball. Sometimes before he would shoot the ball, I'll be celebrating before. And if anyone goes back, the shot he had, which was saved by Leno, where it was curling in, he wheeled off to celebrate because he knew his strike was pure and he knew he had got it on. Where he wanted the ball to go,
He's done his bit.
He's done his bit. So he started wheeling off to celebrate, and when Leno pulled the save,
Top save. Very good.
then he came back like, raw, he saved it. He stopped my usual, that in training, that probably goes in.
What a hat-trick that would have been. Because he already scored the 2 before that. That would have been the third.
And we all knew it was coming. That was what was dirty. We knew we knew City were going to do something against Arsenal. We already identified that. You look at the pitch, for me, as soon as I saw Ozil there, I said, oh, you lot aren't ready for the intensity. Okay, forget it. You lot are getting smoked. Then we see like KDB in the first, what was it?
He played free roll. He played a free roll.
5 minutes, 8 minutes?
Something like that, early in the game, yeah.
So then I just said, yeah.
What a strike that was.
The floodgates have opened. We're about to see a massacre here. That's what I thought. I was expecting 4 or 5. Yeah. And so when it was only 3, I'm like, oh, you lot are lucky. You could have got embarrassed today.
But yeah, coach. Yeah.
I mean, he's world class, but what makes him such a world class player that a lot of people forget, he just does the simple things so well. If he's going to pass to you, it's the right way to pass. If he's going to shoot, he's going to place it in the right corner. If he's going to dribble, he's going to dribble at the right time and release it at
the right time.
So it's a good thing for young footballers coming up watching a player like that. There's no step overs. There's no this. There's no that. I mean, you were umming and ahhing about Pepe's little flicks today and all that sort of, and I'm saying that's all YouTube stuff. All that stuff is all YouTube stuff. To be a world-class player, what you do has to affect your team in a positive way. All these flicks that Pepe's doing, nutmegs and all, it's not doing nothing for his team. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, yes, you got to express yourself as a winger, but De Bruyne's decision making is always on point. Out of 10 decisions, he's getting 8 or 9 right. And that's what top players do at the end of the day. Now, the only player that I would say in recent years, obviously people don't watch him week in, week out, but I try to watch him week in, week out, is Modric. Modric is the only player for me in recent years, the last 3-4 years, that can match up to what Kevin De Bruyne's been doing. Because he's been doing a madness at Real Madrid. He's been doing a madness. I'm telling you, Luka Modric has been doing a madness at
goals.
No, not goals wise.
Like
okay, but this is what
the fact that KDB when he likes, and the thing is, long distance, left foot, right foot, it doesn't matter. He can give it to you anyhow. How do you want it?
Crosses, when he whips them crosses.
That's what I said. Modric is the only one that could rival him. I didn't say he's better than him and whatnot. Okay. So if someone told me, oh yeah, I think KDB is the best midfield, I'm not going to argue with them and whatnot. Say this, but I'm saying Modric is the closest one that would rival him and whatnot. But in terms of his, to me, I just love his decision making. He's not a phenomenal athlete or nothing like that. He's not going to be sprinting past you and stuff like that. But when he needs to put that little 5-yard bit of pace on it, or a bit of pace dribbling at you and stuff, he just makes everything count. And I just think his main thing is decision making. So any young midfielders that are growing up and do the simple things very, very well. Simple football is so hard to do for some people.
Because even today when you was City were bopping it about in the first half, you were saying, look at this simple football. And I said to you, this is not that simple because a lot of teams can't play this way. That the way the players were on the swivel, they already knew where they were going to put the ball before they got it. You know, obviously it looks simple in terms of what they're doing, but how they're doing it.
Because even if you go to Sterling's goal, yeah, he receives the ball. He knows he hasn't got the pace to travel that far, so he gives it into, I think, Jesus. Jesus takes 2 touches, passes it back into a thing. Instead of him passing it back to Jesus, he can see he's got a 1v1. So he's tried to drive into the box where he's got that little 5-yard bit of pace and then squares it across, obviously deflection, all the way to Sterling, and he puts it in. That's 5 or 6 decisions that he's made within a 10-second span. But a lot of players cannot do. It's simple, but a lot of players can't do that simple quick decisions on the move. They can't do that. At the end of the day, when he's dribbling for his goal, how he received the ball, a lot of English players and stuff like, or other players that are not as good as him, they would just play the ball backwards. Their back's always facing towards the opponent's goal. What does he do? He receives the ball on the half turn on his back foot.
Drop the shoulder.
Yeah, so then he now leaves the defender. His body's in between the ball and the defender. So now the defender can't get the ball. He's going towards the opponent's goal. But as he's dribbling, what's he doing? He's thinking. He's just not dribbling to dribble. He's dribbling in a certain angle where if a defender closes me down, I'm going to whip the ball around him.
I didn't recall him looking up. You know,
You don't need to look up. He's done it probably so many times in training. He doesn't need to look up. But it's the decision making. He could have blasted it at his laces if he wanted to. But he's seen it as if I blast in my laces, it's probably gonna hit the defender. It's gonna block it. But if I swivel it around like a pass, it's gonna go into the corner. But that's quick decision making on the spot. And that's what makes top midfielders at the end of the day. It's not the whole flicks and tricks like certain people that rate a certain person. Or I'm not going to say his name, but they rate a certain person that can't keep the ball moving quickly.
Who's that?
You all know he's injured at the moment.
Pogba.
I'm not trying to go into that. He can be the best, but he's not going to be the best because he takes too long on the ball. He doesn't think quick enough. So for me, anyway.
Let's get on to United. United dropped more points, more inconsistency. I'll start off by saying, I'm one of the people that several times at the start of the season and throughout the season, I've said, guys, we're going to go through ups and downs. Just get used to it because all this outrage every time we lose or drop points is jarring. We are going to have inconsistencies, We haven't got the quality in certain positions. However, when we go through it and it's happening, I can't lie, it pisses me off. Because, the last 2 games on a high, Tottenham, City, I have said before at the start of the week, this is a very important game. We rested players for Europa, so these players were fresh. And Kevin, we dropped points again.
So, when people were praising Fred, there's a reason. See, McTominay, I gave my props. I held my hands up and I said, no, fine. I accept what you lot are saying, and he's brought the respect out of me. The difference is, Fred, how much did we buy Fred for?
53
million. 53 million, and he came in so crap. He started on 0. So one little improvement. He could only get better. He was too poor.
Who's better, him or Rodri? Who do you take?
What kind of question?
No, it is a question. It's a fair question. I'm talking about as players. Forget the teams. As players, what attributes they have. Who would you have? Him or Rodri?
Rodri.
Automatically, just
automatically.
Like that. But I think that answers from City's system. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm talking about as a midfielder, as in what they both bring to the table. Who would you have more? Don't forget, before Rodri, who was Pep going after? Who was Pep going after before Rodri? It was Fred was the first person he was going after. And we were going back and forth and we gave Fred more money. And that's why Gilberto and convinced Fred to sign for us because we were giving him more money. But it was City that wanted Fred in the first place to come and replace Fernandinho.
But wait, let me ask though, was Fred the reason? Because I've said let's speak about the game. You've gone to Fred straight away, Kev. Yeah. I've seen you blast Lingard today. You blasted Shaw. Why have you gone to Fred? Because I feel like before you say it, I feel like with a better performance from the number 10, you wouldn't have to be looking at Fred. Fred would have just been marshalling with McTominay. I think today we're very toothless up front. No creativity, and James was making just nonsense runs. Martial wasn't involved. Why did you go to Fred?
I've gone to Fred because the only other person I feel like he had the opportunities as well in this game, and at 53 million, he so doesn't cut it. Like, he so doesn't cut it. I mean, 53 mil. He doesn't.
What did he do wrong today?
I feel like he should be able to find the players, our danger men, a lot quicker. Like, the transition was slow today. So when we were winning the ball in defense and in the midfield, the transition was super slow. Lingard's not in form. And shouldn't really be playing, but who else have we got? You mentioned that. Who else have we got right now?
So that's what I'm saying.
So you're asking me, why am I putting it onto
because
Fred?
If Fred gets the ball on a turn, he has to play it into the number 10, right? If Lingard's standing on the defender and loses the ball, and the pass is not successful, you know what I'm saying?
No one wants to give Fred the smoke, but I'm giving him the smoke because he's come in, played poorly, and he's come from 0 and gone he's on 10. Let's say 100. Yeah, out of our ratings out of 10, he's improved by about 2 or 3 levels, and now all of a sudden, we can see there's a player in Fred. I'll be like, mate, he's so poor for what we initially bought him for. So he needs to go.
Was he worse than Lingard today?
Lingard is on poor, like the poorest form Lingard's ever had at the club is right now. What do you mean?
Who's Fred feeding it? If Lingard is poor, who's Fred feeding?
On his left foot, when he skied that ball that came in for a volley. What do you mean? Who's he feeding?
You're talking about isolated moments of when the ball's dropped him and he shot it and the ball skied. Coach asked, if Fred gets the ball and he's looking up, James is making a run right. Rashford's not really moving. Martial's not moving. Lingard's not moving. He's just floating around. What's Fred gonna do?
Listen, at 53 million, I expect
You're saying 53 million, bro, but let's.
So at 53 million, I expect the player to be able to find our two danger men, which is Martial, and Rashford. Simple. I want you to miss out Lingard. You lot are making this miss out Lingard because it doesn't. Football is not played in like it's drawn lines. It has to go to Lingard, and then Lingard will do. What kind of nonsense is this? Did you not see how? No. Let me finish my point. Did you not see how many times Maguire was able to make a long pass that went straight to James over the top? So what are we talking about? He's got that ability.
So wait. What you're saying is you wanted Fred to go over the top today?
He didn't try. He can't do it.
I'm asking you. Did you want United to play long ball over? I'm asking you a question. Did you want United to play long ball today over the top?
If it's on, yes.
You're crazy because you'll be the same guy.
But you see the big word. But you see the
speed. So you can't play over the top balls.
But you see the big word he said. If that's what we are doing, and what you just said was. Rashford wasn't moving, Martial wasn't moving enough, Lingard wasn't moving enough, and James wasn't moving enough. At the end of the day, that's what happened today. What Everton did, Everton held a high line until they knew the long ball was coming, and then they dropped.
What long ball was coming? What was the long ball coming?
Maguire was playing long ball.
I said Maguire was the only person doing it.
Okay, so there were long balls coming then.
It came at certain points.
Okay, but it didn't work for us.
No, it was no. What happened was when Maguire started it, it worked once or twice, and then it came to a point where Fred was the person picking up the ball. I saw Fred picking up the ball in that same area a lot, but he doesn't even have it in his locker. I don't feel like he even has that ball in his locker. The only person I saw doing split the ball is McTominay and Maguire. Why is Fred not doing it one time?
I personally feel our front four was poor today. That's what I feel.
Very poor.
I just don't. For me, if it like I said, if it's not counter attack, they've got to think. For me, sometimes these are the games that I'd like Martial to stand up in. No one gives Martial the smoke, but I'll give him the smoke. Yeah, you're our number 9. You need to turn up in these games. At the end of the day, Rashford, I don't want to see no stats with. What wasn't he doing today? That's what I'm saying. What wasn't he doing? For me, he wasn't running in behind enough. Doesn't do that enough. He always wants the ball to feet.
Usually the ball sticks to his feet. Today it wasn't really sticking.
This is what I'm saying. So, but guess what? United fans will just always give him a blight. Always give Martial a blight because he's got the number 9. So
James wasn't good. They had to push him to the left. He wasn't good.
These are the games I want to see Martial. Not against City and Liverpool when you're the underdogs. These are the games, the smaller teams. Show them why you're Martial. Show them why you're playing for United. And the other striker, who was man of the match, who was man of the match, Calvert-Lewin, is playing for Everton. So don't come and tell me about Fred. Don't listen.
That's what you're saying.
He's not jumping up in the air and headering the ball. That's it.
Why.
If you saw Calvert-Lewin today, his work rate and he's holding off the ball. Holding up off the ball. When the ball was fired into him, don't forget, he's a man that's not even going to get, he's going to get rare service. He doesn't get as much service as Martial will ever get. So at the end of the day, United fans, if you want to give Fred the smoke, no problem. But also give Rashford the smoke. Also give Martial the smoke.
Lingard. Don't just say, Lingard's done.
In these games, the forward players have not done their jobs in these smaller games. And that's when Samuel goes back to the frustration. These men want to turn up against the Cities and the Liverpools and the Tottenhams and that. Turn up against Everton. Turn up against Crystal Palace. Turn up against Sheffield United. We've seen this too many times this season, that the forward line does not turn up in the smaller games at the end of the day. So
I feel like if we were to I'd like to do it so much right now. See how many shots were had by our forward line. It won't be up there.
I can shoot from the halfway line and say I've had 20 shots. Give me the eye. What did you see? Your eyes. What did your eyes tell you today's match?
You just made a comment about Martial wasn't running in behind enough. When you say running in behind, what do you mean? Running past the defender to the shoulder?
So this is what I mean. Today, Everton, if you saw from very early, Duncan Ferguson held a high line. That was to probe us in, okay, and we had space in behind. He was still standing, waiting for the ball to his feet. Instead of bending your run and curving your run and making the defenders think twice, he's still waiting for that punch ball into his feet. When that ball is not working and they've got a good defensive line, good holding at the back and a good holding in the midfield. You have to do something different. You have to tell these players that, yo, whoever's Maguire, Fred, McTominay,
Lingard. Why are you not saying? You lot just said 3 names. Say Lingard, the number 10. That's supposed to be creative.
This is what I'm saying. Even Lingard, if you're not getting the ball to your feet, you need to make runs in behind to make people think about something else, not just feet. But the IQ is not. Don't tell me that's not much. They don't play for Man United.
No, I'm saying that's not Martial's fault. We
What's
play
not Martial's
because what we've been doing is using Daniel James and Rashford as the wing backs. As the wingers to run it through play those through balls. They cut the ball in, and Martial's the finisher. That's how we've just been playing. Okay. So he's been told, he's under instructions. He's been doing what he's told. So when you turn around and move like the players like they don't have Martial, like if we were playing that kind of system, or Lingard, you see Lingard didn't do. Lingard was playing in a way where Rashford can't and Martial can't do those runs because there's no one doing it. There's no one gonna do it. There's no one gonna feed him. No one's gonna give it to him.
But has Martial ever been that player that's running in behind since he's been with us? He's never done it.
What do you mean? How many times have we had the players? He has done it a few times. But
Martial has done it.
How long's Martial been here, by the way? 4 years, yeah?
Do we have a
3-4 years, yeah? 3-4 years, yeah? Has he been here 3-4 years? Has he been here 3-4 years? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I've never seen on a consistent basis where he's making the centre backs think, by running in behind at least 5 or 6 times a game.
How old is he?
Yeah? It doesn't matter how old he is. He's been here for how many?
My point would be how many. If you're gonna say that, you're gonna need to say what 19-year-old does that on a consistent basis. What 20-year-old does that on a consistent basis. What 21-year-old does it on a consistent basis. Please, let's take it over.
Hold on. Are you playing for Man United? Yes or no? So that means you're good enough. I don't care about your age. Wow. Running in behind ain't got nothing to do with age. At the end of the day, when you're young enough, that you're supposed to be doing more running in behind.
We just need to know how to play different ways. Obviously. Right, I'm going to segue into this thing. Before we come off United, a big issue is creativity. We've identified that, whether you call it Fred, whether you say it's Lingard, we are lacking creativity. But Pogba is coming back, I've been told. So the question is, lads, is anything going to change when Pogba comes back? Does he just slot straight into the number 10, like into Lingard's role, basically?
I think possibly Pogba's played his last game for United. That's what I feel. That's just personally, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's played his last game for us.
What makes you say that?
Because at first, when he first got his injury, a couple weeks. Then it was he'll be back in December. Now he's missing the whole of December and he'll be back in January. That's timely. Plus, I'm also looking at the movements of his agent. Have you heard of him from Raiola recently? I ain't heard from him in a while, which lets me know that he's working on a transfer. And United might have told him, listen, let Ollie do his job with the players and that. Stop making this about Pogba. Keep your mouth shut. Let him recoup. Go to Dubai or whatever you want to go. The Miami Heat games. Or do whatever you want to do. Just stay out of the way and let Ollie do his work. Come January, we'll revisit what's going on. Try and get your transfer. Because normally Raiola's always talking. If Pogba don't talk, Raiola talks. Pogba's not been talking. Raiola's not been talking. Nobody's been talking, which lets me know when Ollie says he'll be back in December, no, he needs another 4 weeks, he'll be back in January. To me, I'm trying to put the pieces to the puzzle here. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's played his last game for United. That's me.
I disagree. I think I feel like he's going to come back and put himself in the shop window if that's going to happen. He's going to come back and have to put in a few performances to get ready for a summer transfer. United, unless we're getting players in this January transfer that can replace Pogba, I've seen a couple of links. I'm not going to mention no names, but I've seen a couple of big links. If we can get those players in, then maybe we'll let such a player of the caliber of Paul Pogba leave in January. If not, then he's chilling till summer. That's the only circumstances which I don't think no one will care.
I think Pogba's staying till summer, and I'm saying, Kev, if he comes back, how does United do in this team? Do we now start creating chances?
I think it's simple. That's where I feel like Ollie and Lundberg, two different kettle of fish. Like common sense, innit? Lingard drops out, Pogba goes in. it's done. You keep going. You've got an almost system going. You just take Lingard out of the situation, put Pogba. It changes because they're two very different players, and it should boost the performances of Martial and the movement off the ball in behind, because Pogba is known to make that pass. So what are you going to do? You're going to look for him because you know that's one of his highest attributes, is to find that ball in behind and feed you for your goals.
Do you see a better Fred as well, though, if Pogba comes back?
Yeah, because then his game becomes more simplified. And then, but his game becomes more simplified.
He wasn't bought as an attacker.
But then we could have gone and bought a couple of kids from Leeds, midfielders, for that. If that's what we're gonna require him to do, be a very simple, basic midfielder like that. It's not. That means his job is simple. It's really simple.
To break up the play, keep it ticking. I don't think that's quite simple.
I think it's simple.
Anyway, coach.
Can we,
Go on.
Can we just quickly touch on De Gea?
Go on.
Because even I've been saying it about De Gea for a long time, and I get criticised for it as well. He is not the keeper people think he is. To me, he's not better than Alisson. He's not better than Edison. He's not better than these guys. He's not better than Leno. At the end of the day, if there's a better keeper that comes up that commands his box, I would sell him 100%.
We was watching the Arsenal match, and Leno Edison was coming out, calling it his mine. You were saying this is what United's not doing.
This, and he's always rooted to his line. All he cares about is gelling his hair back and pulling up his socks. People need to watch De Gea closely.
Did you see today when he went? Yeah, go on.
That goalkeepers. If you're going to punch, who goes with one arm? What goalkeeper goes with? You're taught to clean everybody out. That means that's two fists. If you're gonna go fist, who goes with arm and then turns your back towards the play? Who does that? That's not a command.
It wasn't even also that was bad, but I think it was after. Like, he didn't even appeal like that was a foul. Like, obviously because Calvert-Lewin had his arm across him, he didn't even show no sort of like anger,
because he's not strong enough. At the end of the day, he doesn't have the personality to command his box. I'm always see when it comes to De Gea. Once again, United fans, they want to wash things under the carpet with him and say, oh, he's the best keeper. He's never been the best keeper in the world ever. He's a great shot stopper. He has fantastic agility. But commanding the box, would you say he's commandable?
No, he didn't command the box.
Would you say he commands the box?
No.
Would you say he's commanding his defenders here, there, and everywhere?
No, he's
not
vocal
like that. But when it comes to saving shots and having that agility and pulling them wonder saves off, is he great with his feet?
What on the ball?
Not on the ball. Is he great with his feet? He's not great with his feet either.
But wait, you do know De Gea has saved us. And I said this to you. He saved Man United so many seasons. United would have been lower in the table if not for De Gea.
You can't criticize him at the end of the day. This is why people don't criticize him. Because at the end of the day, you can say that, oh, he's been saving. But what did I just say his best attribute is? It's shot stopping. But I'm talking about an overall game of a goalkeeper in this day and age of football, in this day and age. That's why I've always said he's never been better.
There were times when Maguire and Lindelof, they were literally waving him to come for the ball. Like when there was a through ball, come off your line, but he was
ushering the ball back to you and you're going backwards on your line. No, bruv, we're ushering it so you can come out.
Edison today was on clearing it, coming out, heading in anticipation, basically.
Today Pepe put in some good crosses in today. If that was United, it would have caused us problems if Maguire's not putting his head on it. Because our keeper stays on his line. He just wants to save. But in this day and age with keepers now, you cannot just stand on your line and save. That was back in the day when the Buffons and the Schmeichels, they didn't have great feet. Do you know, the Oliver Kahns, all those sort of people, they didn't have great feet.
So what are you supposed to do if you've been trained your whole life to play to play goalkeeper position in one way, and then because of the Pep and Klopp revolution of having a keeper that plays with their feet all of a sudden, all of a sudden we now expect you to be a goalkeeper that knows how to play passes, dummy strikers, spin and do all sorts of things and come forward off your line. And what's all of this?
Or can I answer it?
No, because
can I answer it? Ask the question. Can I answer it?
The questions you're bringing. If you're bringing smoke for David De Gea, identify David De Gea for what he is, and then give me a solution. Don't just bury him. Give me a solution to that problem. What do you want us to do about it?
A solution is to replace him. Right now, I'll take Oblak ahead of him. I'll take Oblak ahead of him because I'm saying right now with a keeper, I want to keep it. I think Leno's better than De Gea, and I get criticised for that. Leno is a better all-round goalkeeper than David De Gea. I've seen Leno come
Yeah,
off
shout out
his
John.
line.
John messaged me. My boy John messaged me. He said the same thing.
I'm telling you, he commands his box. You can see his persona. You can see that, that German sort of, like, he commands his box. He's talking to people. He's like, you got to be here. You got to be here. Maybe when it comes to shot stopping and agility, he's not better than David De Gea. But as an all-round keeper, I would have Leno right now ahead of David De Gea. That's me.
Because I need my keeper to save the ball. I need him to save.
Quickly, guys, because I was going to speak on, do you reckon Jose is going to get top 4 for Tottenham? They've seemed to climb the table. They're only 3 points off Chelsea now in 4th. Chelsea have dropped a lot of points, which is why it's so frustrating that United have dropped points too. But they play each other next week or on, is it a Saturday or Sunday? Sunday, I think. So how do you see that going, lads? Chelsea versus Tottenham. Jose against his former club.
No, I don't think they'll get. I think I can predict.
Is it North London?
I think because of at the end of the season, I think Tottenham miss out on top 4, and that's because I feel like they don't have the budget to go and do anything in the January transfer window.
They haven't got the team for it now.
I think they don't have the squad for it now. I feel like they've got a first team that can definitely do stuff, but I don't think they have the squad for it now. A couple of injuries here and there, they'll go right.
So who has the squad for it then? Finishing at 4th place.
I feel like Chelsea.
Chelsea squad's better than Spurs'.
I feel like Chelsea will be able to be in a better position after the January. I started with the January transfer window.
Because they can buy now. Chelsea can.
I started with it. So I started with that comment with the January transfer window because I know that Chelsea are going to go and you see the names they're linked with, and it's like that's for starters.
Yeah.
They're gonna, like, I don't know if Abramovich has pulled out his wallet again. He's like literally, I'm gonna back you, Lampard, and you gonna go and buy the players. Hazard's gone, so we're gonna buy a couple of high profile names and do what we need to do. So for that reason, to specifically answer your question, Spurs won't make it.
How do you see the game going though, coach, quickly?
I think Spurs will win, and I don't think it will be I don't think it will be close. Personally, I'll be very surprised if Spurs don't win. With Jose's experience, being at home, with Tottenham as they're playing right now, they're getting results at the end. I think this is 6 out of 7 or 5 out of 6. One of them.
I mean, they
went
to Molineux today. It was a hard fixture.
Chelsea are just they're just in free fall right now. They just can't kind of get a string of results together, even one result and whatnot. And even Lampard said the other day he doesn't want to be coaching this sort of team where they're playing 10 passes at the back, just across the back. That's not how he wants to play football and whatnot. So right now, Chelsea's not in a great place, even though they're 4th. They're not in a great place.
So that's sorry. So they're still playing sorry ball in essence.
Well, he's saying
he hasn't. They're not yet playing Lampard ball.
Well, he's saying that he doesn't like his teams playing 10 passes at the back, across the back, and they're not exciting the fans. They're not playing brave and all that. He said that's not a team.
Yeah, Lampard likes to get the ball forward.
Yeah,
definitely.
So he said that. So, but I think right now the way Tottenham are rolling and they're at home and it's a London derby, I think Tottenham will win.
Cool. We've now seen the group stages of both the Europa League, the Champions League. Now we're in the last 16 of the Champions League, the last 32 Europa. Having seen all the teams played, I want a prediction of who's going to win the Champions League. I'll start with Kevin.
Oh, I've not thought about that actually. Give me a second.
I'll start with coach.
Spurs.
Whoa. You want to elaborate on? Oh, Jose, isn't it?
Just the Jose effect. 2 legs. He can prepare for a team and whatnot. I think they're dark. I don't think anyone wants Spurs at this stage, knockout stages.
Why? Because they just got pumped by Bayern.
What I'm saying is that they got pumped by Bayern and whatnot. But once again, it gives Jose time to work on a squad by February. By February, you get different teams in the knockout stages. At the end of the day, so that's what happens. You get all your.
Did they finish first or second?
They second. Bayern had already won the group.
They're gonna play a group stage lead winner.
I don't think a winner wants to just play Spurs like that. Me personally, over 2 legs, give Jose 2 legs against anyone. I would say they're the dark
Spurs. Yeah,
I'll say Spurs.
This is the most hurtful comment I've probably said on Team Talk, but
on what?
On Team Talk.
Okay, go ahead.
It's Liverpool, mate.
You think Liverpool going to be back-to-back Champions League winners?
Yes,
and win the Premier League title as well.
unfortunately.
All right. I mean, I'm not going to ask you to elaborate on that. I'm going to say, having looked at everyone in the group stage, I'm going to say PSG this year. I think PSG might just get over that psychological, because it seems like
first in that group. Yeah, with Real Madrid.
They finished above Real Madrid.
So that means Liverpool could get Real Madrid or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. I think PSG. And Bayern impressed me. I know it was against a weaker Spurs side, but Coutinho is playing well. Europa League.
Europa League, United.
Yeah.
United.
Because we've seen some teams drop down from Champions League. Ajax. Is it Leipzig? No, Salzburg.
United, we don't have a choice. It's the only way we're gonna get Champions League.
No, you want them to, but do you think they're gonna win it?
No, I think they will. I feel like after the transfer window, we will be able to strengthen enough to be able to win it.
Okay, coach.
Ajax.
Because I was thinking Ajax as well.
Yeah, I'll go with Ajax. Right there.
Alright, cool. I touched on Coutinho just a second ago, yeah, because he had a mad game. We're gonna do something called Start Sub Sell. If you've watched the football show, in the past, you knew we had a segment on the show called Start Sub Sell, where we pick 3 players, and you have to start one of those, you have to sub one of those, and you have to sell one of those. Yeah. So we've seen the inspired performance from KDB today. Coutinho had a mad game. He scored a beautiful hat trick. I don't know if any of you lot have seen it. He scored a beautiful hat trick over the weekend. Yeah. So I'm gonna do start, sub, sell, KDB, Coutinho, and Paul Pogba. Who wants to start?
Is that everyone is that everyone on form?
Everyone on form, fit. Who do you start? Who do you sub? And who do you sell out of those 3?
Well, let's start with sell.
Yeah. Any order.
I'm selling Coutinho.
You're selling Coutinho, yeah? Alright.
So, finish.
Yeah, I'm just
Finish.
I'll sell Coutinho.
You better be thinking of yours.
I'll sell Coutinho. I will.
No. Sorry. Why would you sell Coutinho? Just out of curiosity. I know it's
Out of
your.
the 3, if everyone's on form, out of the 3, I just think he's the lesser of them 3.
You know what? I think I'm being harsh here. Should I be picking Coutinho? Because Coutinho's more attacking mid, Pogba CM, and KDB CM.
So
Do you think I should think? No, I'm saying. Do you think I should think of another player to put in there? Because Coutinho, you're thinking of a CM in it, basically, coach.
No,
CM attacking midfielder.
Okay, attacking mid.
You
Go.
could have picked a goalkeeper, a striker.
No, go on.
Yeah. So I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna sell Coutinho. I'm gonna start Pogba, and I'm gonna sub De Bruyne.
You're gonna sub De Bruyne.
Yeah.
But didn't you say earlier?
Wow.
Wait.
You just said if everyone is on form.
Yeah. So on form Pogba doesn't do step overs no more.
No, what I'm saying is that what we spoke about before was De Bruyne being the best midfielder now.
Yeah.
Because he's doing all the good things
The
right.
simple things you said. You said
Pogba's
Pogba.
not doing that right now, but Pogba has everything. There's nothing that Pogba doesn't have. This is what I'm trying to say. If you're talking about just the play himself, his ability, there's nothing that he doesn't have. He can dribble.
Yeah.
Long range, short range.
Good in the air.
Quick as well, off the mark. You see him stride past player. He's got everything. So if every player's in their prime with the abilities that they have, Pogba has to start.
Alright, Kev.
Pogba can be whatever he wants to be.
Coutinho sold, Pogba on the bench, KDB starting.
Yeah.
Very simple.
I got another one, yeah. We're gonna do strikers. We're gonna do Aubameyang, Lewandowski, and Harry Kane. Who you starting, selling and subbing. I'm starting.
I will sell Kane. I will start Lewandowski and I'll sub Aubameyang.
Why would you have Kane Aubameyang above Kane? Because for me, they both score goals, but for me, Kane works harder.
I think Kane works very good on limited ability. That's what I feel. I think Aubameyang's got more ability than him, more talent than him. So, and they both score goals at the end of the day. So I will go off that. That's just my preference. That's who I would.
Wait, say it again.
So I would sell Kane,
Yeah.
sub Aubameyang, start Lewandowski.
I would sell Lewandowski. Sorry. Start again. I would sell. I would sell Aubameyang.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will sub Lewandowski, and I'll start Harry Kane.
Yeah. Why are you laughing? That's his opinion, bro.
No, I'm saying cool. I'm saying cool.
For me, I think I'll add to that. For me, Harry Kane, no matter what team you put him in, he's gonna have his shots. He's going to test. He's got Lewandowski.
Bruv.
I feel like works in the system.
Have you seen him in Poland?
I feel like
Dortmund.
He works in and they create the systems. I feel like Kane could be playing for Oxford United.
No, he was playing. Listen, he was going along to the Watfords and all that, and he wasn't getting nothing.
We're talking about Harry Kane now. We're not talking about while he was still trying.
And on form, as you said, and everyone on form, everyone fit.
Everyone on form. 11. You have Kane over 11.
I'm not involved in this one.
I'm saying, what would you do?
No, this is for you two. This is for you two.
So I've just what did I say? I said I'll have Lewandowski on the bench, and for me, my bench player can come. I know I've got Lewandowski to come off the bench. Yeah. I would rather have that magic. I don't know because I know.
Wait, who did you say you sell?
Oh, Aubameyang.
Oh, why would you sell Aubameyang?
I just feel like it's too. It goes into my mentality debate thing, okay. But we're not gonna go there yet because mentality thing.
Shout out Nace. When Nace is on,
bounce. Everyone like I've got. Don't worry. There's plenty in United that I would like to bounce because of mentality. I know what I'm getting from Harry Kane and Lewandowski every single week without fail. Mm-hmm. And there's not to say that Aubameyang doesn't have more ability than them. Sometimes it's just
on form, innit? Like you said.
Oh yeah, it's everyone on form.
No, what do you mean?
No, this question is everyone on form, everyone fit. So Aubameyang when he's firing, if everyone is playing to that, like listen, they woke up and that day they are ready to go.
Like their ability.
That was the question. That's why it's so hard. Start sub so.
No, I don't like this then, because that's
who you like. That's why there's no wrong answer.
That means then there's okay. Let me if you did attacking midfielders, and I turned around and said you said KDB. Who did we just do?
Coutinho and Pogba.
I turn around and say, take Coutinho out and put Payet in and tell me if everyone is banking on form, Payet is what probably for me.
Payet. That was them. No, but the reason, but the whole point of start sub sell.
Dimitri Payet.
But he's not CM. No, the whole point of start sub sell is to put them at literally everyone in that position. That's what the whole point is. So the first one we did was CM. Payet plays more on the wing, innit? Anyway, man, do we have time for another one? Let me see if I have time for one more, because I was going to do an old school one. Yeah, I'm going to do an old school one. I'm going to stay with the strikers, yeah? And like I said, there's no wrong answer. This is all preference. This is all opinions. This is
a stupid striker that no one should ever put on the bench. And if you name him and I hear anything about, go on, you go.
I don't know why this guy's on me. Like, all right, cool.
Go and mention Ronaldo.
I'm gonna say Thierry Henry, Drogba, and Samuel Eto'o.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say R9. That's why I was thinking.
No, R9. Come on, R9's not included.
I was gonna say. Okay, that's a bit tough. Thierry Henry, Eto'o, and Drogba.
Everyone on form, everyone in the centre forward position.
Sell Drogba straight away.
Go on, say what you're saying.
Sell Drogba straight away. Yeah, sell Drogba.
Oh, wait. You lot said that too quick for my liking. Can someone explain why then?
Everyone on fire. You got to sell Drogba. You have to.
Drogba that goes to the finals and wins the.
Are you saying Samuel Eto'o and Thierry Henry are in different categories when you are talking about
on form? Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Eto'o is one of my favorites. No, don't say sorry to me. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Eto'o's one of my favorite strikers.
Drogba's an amazing. I respect him so much. He's one of my striking idols, like all time. He's up there with me. For me, he makes my top 20.
But the question is, who do you start out of Eto'o and Henry then?
Yeah, who starts?
Who's starting? World Cup final, yeah? They're both or Champions League final. You have to win this game to win this trophy. Who you starting?
See, the thing is, if you cast that's messed up, because if you cast your mind back to the original Eto'o, I mean the electric pace Eto'o, and then because I would have turned around and gone no Henry, but there was an Eto'o that was there The old, not this old one that that some people, maybe a generation behind us, like they only saw the late Eto'o. I'm talking about the lightning one.
Late Mallorca, early Barcelona days. That's the Eto'o I'm talking about.
That one. Yeah. That
Coach,
one.
you're just keeping quiet over there. You're just thinking.
Quiet, because I'm just trying to.
You know.
Deep them two. Okay, go on.
I'll start Henry. Just. And
Coach.
the only reason why is because he broke my heart more times.
Henry, as a United fan, when I used to see his name on the lineup, I'll be scared.
But that's just us living in this country, innit? Watching English football.
So,
Yeah,
no,
exactly. Go on.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to, like,
Eto'o broke my heart. Champions League final. Do you remember that celebration?
Eto'o, yeah. This is a hard one. I'm usually quick with the answers quickly, but this one, there's no wrong answer.
That's why there's no wrong answer for me.
There's no wrong answer here between them two. But once again, who would you start?
Final.
Kev, who did you say?
I said Henry. Oh wait, you said no. You wouldn't have made it. Don't tell me Champions League final. We just say start, stop, sell. Don't go and say because if you say Champions League final, then automatically you change me to go and say Eto'o because of what I saw him do in the Champions League final. And
It can be any final. I'm saying a must-win match. That's what I'm saying.
A must-win match.
Yeah, a must-win match. I have to win this match
All or
to
nothing.
keep my job.
All or nothing.
All or nothing.
You see, this is how hard it is. You know what? I'm changing it. I'll put Eto'o.
For me,
because he was just a better finisher.
yeah, bruv, killer. Marks.
They're Henry.
Henry created that R2 open up finesse one, bottom corner.
That's what. That was Henry's move, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Almost more times than none. He had other things in his bag.
that was his one, the sliding R2 one.
But Eto'o could do.
Eto'o was a killer. He was a marksman.
No.
Stop talking to me. Bro, stop talking to me like I don't know. I'm just here racking my brain.
I'm trying to remind you.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's so hard
Remember,
for me.
Eto'o doing everything. Every piss take, every goal, everything. Even when I thought he couldn't head, he just shut up.
He had acceleration as well.
Everything you're saying about Eto'o, it's just going in my head thinking, who would I start? But Henry had some is it 3 or 4 year spell where it was just where he should have won the Ballon d'Or.
Should have 100%.
He should have won the Ballon d'Or
100%
one of them
should've.
years. Like he got robbed and whatnot. But
yeah,
I'm gonna go with Eto'o. I'm gonna go with Eto'o.
So it's unanimous. We're all going with Eto'o here. Yeah, man, that was a fun ending to this. So next week we'll be on again. We'll be recapping the Chelsea Tottenham game. What's that?
I'm away to the new year.
Yeah, I might have a. Oh no, you know what? I was gonna say I have a break for the new year, but obviously there's some big games over the new year. Yeah, all right, cool. So till next week, lads. Thank you for listening. First time listeners, regular listeners, keep liking, subscribing. As we continue to get bigger, more content's coming on the channel very, very soon. So yeah, have a good week. Peace and love. 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 Good week. Peace and love.